Plants vs. Zombies. This is the original game that I'm sure we've all played. I honestly forget some of these plants. Some of them are some ones that you had to not buy with actual money, but purchase from like Dave or whatever, so they weren't natural pickups. So I don't know the name of virtually any of them, but I have played with, I believe, all of them at some point. Obviously the base ones for sure. But anyway, we're going to go through usefulness overall. Obviously, the sunflowers are top S tier. You fucking need them. That's just straight fact. Let's see. Lily pad, I'll just put in C. Same with this thing, the pot. They're only really needed, obviously, to place things on, which obviously you do need them, but because they're only in certain places, and whatever, they're not fully needed all the time. I wouldn't, they're not gonna make or break you winning. Now the pot for on the roof, then yeah, but this, like, you can get away with just putting these little guys, and these little guys all do good. I think they're good for their value. They're not very good, but they're all right. Same with this little fucker, and we'll put this sunflower guy up there as well, because obviously we need the sun. This dude I'm putting in the bottom. The fact that it gets scared when anybody comes can be really annoying, especially because it's from a different lane. Like if somebody above him is in a different lane that's close, he'll still get scared, which I think is dumb. He is good as far as range, but I don't see it being that much worth it. This guy's useless too. I mean, just blowing away the balloon guys, like, it's not that. I wouldn't even build that. Just build a cactus instead of him and it'll be fine. And I'm not even sure that it actually fully gets rid of it. I think it just blows him back. It might, or I don't know. I don't remember. This backline thing, that's shit too. Same with this thing. Like, why? I like the idea, but the problem is it's never, unless you know it's like the last wave or you're willing to just like spend the sun or the money or whatever you'd like to call it on that, then that's fine. Also, if you're going against the digger, or the engineer, or the drill guy, whatever you'd like to call him, then these are alright, but still, even then, like, you can just kind of take the L on one or two plants and then just place them back instead of placing this guy to get eaten from the front. Now this one is better. I'll actually put that one in OK because it is at least more useful, but I don't think that they're that fantastic. I don't even know what this is, to be honest, so I'm just putting it down there. Let's see. I think Cactus is good. I don't think it's A tier. I think it's basically a pea shooter that has a little bit of an ability as far as just shooting the balloons, but other than that, it's not super crazy. I don't think it's that great. Regular pea shooter, same thing, like just, basic, not gonna do much, but, can hold you down in the beginning of the game. Same with cabbage, it's basically just the throwing pea shooter, if you will. This bunk type of thing, I don't think it's that good either. I think a lot of these things, like, that's bad. This will take care of the helmets, but it doesn't do anything other than that. I don't even remember what this one does. Jesus, half of these plants are just awful. Peanut. I'll put all the peanuts in A tier. I think they're worth it. This one this is the bowling one. I don't remember if this one, like, I don't know about that one. That one's iffy because I don't remember if it actually has health or whatever. Um, but all the peanuts are obviously worth it just because they'll hold your team. And I'll even put the pumpkin that you can put around anybody, so that you can put that even around a peanut to make them damn near unkillable, or just around anybody else to make them hard to kill. Why do we have two of these? The garlic, I don't even remember either, to be honest. Half of these are funky. Like, I don't remember this guy. The little lantern thing, again, I mean, if you really need to see, well, I'll put this one in C because sometimes it won't let you place so far, so you need it. But I mean, just place your dudes in the fog and you'll survive. Sometimes this dude that I guess you could call it a mimic or a turnaround or whatever, making the zombie that eats it turn around and go the other way. If you place it well or wait for it for, you know, like a football player or something, then it can be useful. But overall, you'll place very minimal of them for sure. I wouldn't always have them in the lineup at all. This thing I'll put in C. Again, it's just a one-time grab and kill. Same with the squash. Like, these are just, you know, if you need something killed, then there you go. And especially in the water, sometimes you just place a bunch of those and just, you know, live it out in the water. I'll give the cat, I believe actually the cat, its shot will go anywhere. So if there's nothing in the water, then he's still shooting at everybody else. So I'll definitely give him an A tier, but I don't think I can put him in S just because it's like a basic attack, really. Like, yes, it can go anywhere, but that's essentially just, I don't know, still relatively basic for me. The double shooter, I'll put in, where did he go? I'll put in A tier as well. I think obviously, you know, 2 pea shooters for 1 is what you're getting, which is obviously worth it, but again, I don't think it's anything S tier. This thing, I'll put in C. Same with this. I don't remember, so I know this goes through the screens, but I don't remember if it hits multiple targets. If it hits multiple targets, then I'll scroll it up to B. But if it doesn't and it just still only hits 1, like, it's really only useful with the dudes that are holding the screens, which isn't that amazing. The things that take care of the graveyards, or the gravestones, I should say, like, again, if you can't just deal with it, then, you know, get good. The mine, same thing, like, not that super worth it. I think it's worth the sun. I think it's only like 25 or 50 to place. Especially if you have, like, if you put it directly behind a peanut and just wait, like, you know that lane is good for a long time. So that's fair. But, you know, I'll put it just for that strat, basically, or something similar to that. I'll put it up there, but overall not the best. This little spike trap, honestly, I'm going to put in A. And I'll put its upgraded version in A as well. I think it just is better than the pea shooter, and it will continuously attack no matter where it's at, and especially if you put this again in front of something like a peanut. I still believe that it can reach. I might be wrong about that, but I think it's honestly better than a pea shooter. I like them better, and anything that, you know, has tires or whatever, then it's popped. Plus, it's nice sometimes to have something that you can place that isn't always attacking the furthest front unit. You know, if you place those on the very far right side, it'll be damaging the whole time, so essentially doing more damage for the most part, or at least the same amount. Chomper, I'll put an OK. I don't think it's that useful. Again, I think it's one of those units that you use just to kill a big one or a problem child zombie out there, but the fact that it takes forever to chew up its fucking zombie, um, you know, we'll just leave it. The ice, same thing. I mean, I'll give it C. Same with Doomshroom and this, and Cherry. I think they're useful in their own ways, but I mean, it's basically a very minimal thing each way, or each, I don't know what to call it, each level. Watermelons. I'll give both watermelons an A, and I'll give the butter an A. I think the watermelons, the fact that they can damage multiple and do heavy damage. Now, they are expensive, but I think they are worth it for sure. I think the butter is honestly just a better version of cabbage and can obviously stop a zombie with its butter, so that's super helpful, especially if you have multiple of them. They'll just always be getting stopped and slowed down, which is nice. So definitely worth it. This little fire guy, I'll give him to B because I think as a utility unit, he's definitely one of the better ones in the game. Definitely has its uses, especially once you get this three-headed monster, which I'll give to A tier as well. You know what? I'll make that a S tier. I think that is massively worth the money, only because it can shoot 3 lanes. So if you have multiple of them, you got every lane covered just by placing 2 or 3 of them, and then whatever else you want to place. So they're very nasty, but the only downside to them is the fact that if you have them at the very top or very bottom, one of their shots essentially is negated or doesn't shoot technically, because it's not going to a lane that's above or below, but still very worth it. Same with the Gatling gun. Obviously that thing is going to shred through everything. I honestly don't remember this corn very well. I'll put it in B. I know it's kind of a mortar-esque type from what I remember, but I don't remember very much of that, to be honest. I think that came later. The ice pea shooter. The ice pea shooter I'll give to A as well. Mostly just because I think it's better than these a lot of these units. And again, being able to slow down whatever zombies in front can definitely save you the lane. And then stars are a little difficult. I think I'm going to put them in B. You know, okay, I'll give it to A. Only because if you can place a couple of them, it's going to massively damage the entire map no matter where you're at. I think the biggest downside I have for the stars is that they come so late in the game that there's water involved and there's, you know, other things that just make it not as good because it comes so late. I think if you would, I think if they would have almost started the star, not started off the rip, but it been an earlier unit that you can get, it would have been much more nasty. But again, the fact that it shoots 5 per hit and, you know, just goes across the map until it hits something or doesn't, is very much worth it. I think it's worth the sun or the gold, whichever you would like to call it, for sure. So yeah, that's what I remember. That's my tier list. Obviously, sun is the most important thing in the game for sure. But some of these other ones I just don't think are as fantastic as some people like to use them. Obviously, you can argue that a lot of these can be useful on certain levels, of course, or certain waves and what have you, but overall usefulness, these are your picks for sure. So let me know what you guys think.